Tuesday edition of ACC PM. We head down to Tiger Town. The head coach of the Clemson Tigers, Dabo Swinney, joins us. Coach, first of all, always good seeing you. And congrats on 166. I know you kid around. You said, hey, let's knock this thing out a month ago. But, man, what an effort by your team. And congratulations on that. I know you've always said it's not what I'm in the business for doing. But, man, 166 wins, given what you've accomplished, really, really impressive. So congratulations.
I appreciate it, Pac. Thank you, man.
To do it against Notre Dame, and I read a story about you and your dad, and of course, he's up in heaven looking down at you with a big smile. That relationship with Notre Dame, you've had some epic battles with them, but the fact that 166 comes against Notre Dame was really special for you, wasn't it?
It was. It was really special. You know, that game back in 15 was that was the one game my dad wanted to see. He passed away that August, and, you know, it was kind of a cool story that went with it, but you know, it was a special moment in 15, and really that game I thought was the game in 15 that really kind of just put the wind in our sails, and we went on a great 5-year run, and hopefully this game will be similar to that. But it was a great moment for us, and I would say probably what Frank Howard wanted. You know, he didn't want us to get it against anybody but Notre Dame. He probably planned it out before the season and said, hey, we're going to make this old boy work for it a little bit and remind everybody how hard it is to win. And man, let's make it special. And boy, it was a special day. And, you know, to beat those guys, that's a good football team. I thought they were the most complete team, just, you know, all the tools that we played. And, I was really proud of our guys and how they competed and fought in the game, and just you know, we played probably as good a half as we've played all year, but you know, we're able to create 3 takeaways and finally be +1 in the turnover margin, and that was the difference in the game.
I want to follow up on that real quick because I know we got Georgia Tech on the brain too. We're going to get in a bunch of stuff, but you mentioned how well the team played in the first half, and all of a sudden here comes that old bugaboo, a kind of a crazy, fluky turnover, but Notre Dame gets a quick score. I thought the drive immediately after that turnover kind of set the tone. I mean, the punter did an incredible job. Your defense was out of sight. You talked about the team effort, but that might have been as important a drive as you've had this whole year, because that was an instant response to something ugly happening after really a tremendous 30 minutes of football.
No doubt about it. 12-play drive, and that's what I told the team was, you know, we just looked like a stronger team than we were earlier in the year when some of the, because you know, I just call it 2023. I mean, we've had some of the flukiest, quirkiest, craziest things happen this year for whatever reason, but that's the race we got to run this year. But you grow stronger from the struggle, and we have had some struggle. We've had some strain, and I saw a team that was stronger. I saw a team that had a lot of resolve to them, and that drive right there was pretty special. It was just, you know, whereas earlier in the year, you know, we didn't respond quite like that, and so it was good to see that in our guys. And again, it was just all 3 phases, just a lot of fight. We red zone, you know, we were red zone touchdowns on offense, and we held them to red zone field goals. And I thought that was a critical part of the game, but definitely the answer after. And then lo and behold, the game is over. All we got to do is just hang on to the ball, and sure enough, we fumbled the ball, and our defense goes out, and they responded. And I saw the same thing in our defense that I saw in our offense, because there was a couple times earlier in the year where I think they got frustrated and maybe didn't stay focused on what they needed to do. So they went right back out, got the stop, and we were able to finish the game. So great team performance and a great win for us.
Hey, Coach, I know Aiden Swanson's been pretty good for you, but any consideration moving Cade Klubnik to punter full-time?
How about that? That was amazing.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was. We had 6 punts inside like the 15 and a few inside the 10, and I think Swanson, his best was maybe on like the 7 or something, and Klubnik steps up there and puts it on the 3 or 4. So it was pretty awesome, and that was huge. I mean, that was what I told the team before the game. If we could be +1 in the margin and win the field position battle, keep them on a long field, I felt like we win the game. And man, we were able to do that. And special teams really came to play. Aiden especially, he was awesome.
I know when we were talking in the break, you guys wanted to say, hey, let's have them talking about our number 7 as opposed to talking about their number 7 after the game, which is their running back, Audric Estime. But for you guys, it was Phil Maffa. And a big part of this game was guys stepping into roles because you had so many injuries leading into the game. How about your number 7, Phil Maffa? I know the fumble at the end, he wants that one back, no doubt, but he had an incredible career day when you guys needed it the most.
Yeah, he was amazing. And Trent Howard. I mean, Trent Howard, first career start at left guard against Notre Dame. Harris Sewell, true freshman at right guard. And, man, they covered those guys up. They battled their tails off. And then Maffa, having to really carry the load. I mean, he just ran with great patience, great vision. We got him to the second level a lot. I thought our receivers and our perimeter players, tight ends, et cetera, really did a great job downfield. That's how you get big runs in the run game, is when your receivers and those second and third level guys are really covering people up. Starts with being able to get them there, and that's what that OL did. I was really proud, and Maffa was just awesome. It was great to see him have a game like that. I know that does a lot for his confidence, and it was quite a performance.
9 straight years knocking off an AP-ranked team at home. That's the longest streak in the country. That continues on. But now you got to fast forward. Here comes Georgia Tech, and Taylor and I just did the schedule release moving forward from 24 to 30. And one of the great rivalries in this league is going to decimate. It's just going to disappear for a little bit. And that's Georgia Tech and Clemson. Again, they've been playing since 1983 every single year. It's a military appreciation week coming up. And again, as a Clemson grad, I know how important that Saturday is. Military has always had special meaning, deep roots at Clemson. It'll be another emotional scene coming up this week against a Georgia Tech team, Coach, as you well know, is playing their best football of the year. They've been very, very impressive.
No doubt. When do we play Georgia Tech again? When is that?
You don't want to know all that stuff. That's just outside noise for you. You'll see them again next year.
Yes,
but, I mean, you're not going to get them every single year like you've had since 1983.
Yeah, this one goes a long way back for sure. It's a great rivalry, but as you said, they're playing really well. I mean, their quarterback is a heck of a competitor. He's averaging about 7.5 yards a carry. They're making a lot of big plays. The last 3 games, they've averaged a little over 300 yards rushing. So these boys are getting it done for sure. The North Carolina game was crazy. North Carolina kept having they'd have a double-digit lead, and they just couldn't hold them down. Georgia Tech was relentless. And, again, this quarterback's has made huge legs. He's the second leading rusher. Number 11, that back. Number 4, the back. They got three great receivers, 8 and 13 and 12, 6, a bunch of dudes out there. But I think the best thing they're doing is they're really executing with some precision in what they do, and they're getting the ball to their playmakers, and guys are making plays. So this is a very, very confident football team coming in here that I think is definitely playing their best football. They are, playing for postseason just like we are. So it'll definitely be an edge in the air for sure on this one. This will be not just Clemson, Georgia Tech. There's a lot at stake on this game on Saturday, and both teams are going to want to win for sure.
And by the way, for the record, you won't see Georgia Tech again until you go down to Atlanta in 2025. So you got to enjoy it this weekend.
That's crazy. Yeah. It's a new world, that's for sure. But I promise you, Tigers are going to show up. We're going to be ready to go.
You have a really good read on your guys. You're obviously in the room with them every single day. A win is a win, and obviously you always want to walk away with a W. But the one after this weekend, seeing the way you guys did it and watching your kids celebrate, because I know part of the joy that you get is watching your guys celebrate those wins. How have you seen them respond over the last 48 hours and heading into this week? Because it felt like not just a win. This felt like a pretty big one for you guys.
Oh, it was a huge win for sure. I mean, this is a team that's, like I said, we coming off 3 one-score losses, overtime, double overtime. one-score loss at NC State where we're losing the turnover margin every single game, and so to win the turnover margin and kind of get off of that skid was huge. But we beat a really good football team, and they got a chance to just taste some success because they have worked their tail. That's the one thing I can say about this team. They've played tough all year. They've played physical. They've shown up. They've been in position to win every game. We just have not been able to quite finish when we've had opportunity, and we've just done such a poor job, with our ball security. It's hard to win, and so to win the game, to create the turnovers, to overcome a little bit of adversity. We played a great first half, and it was good for them to be able to see what they can do when they do that. Now we got to try to put 4 quarters together and just keep growing. But yeah, it was a huge win. These guys take a lot of pride every time they put that paw on, and we had a great home crowd, and again, just what we needed. So, but it doesn't, you got to get back to work, and they've done that just like they have if we were coming off a loss. I mean, these guys have shown up every Monday. We've gotten back to work, and got to have great preparation this week. This is again a team that's going to challenge us schematically with what they do, and we got to make sure we're ready to go.
You've been a part of a lot of celebrations, and I know you've always emphasized it's all about, hey, you enjoy that. You put in the work, you got to celebrate when you can. But going back again, I know it's all about Georgia Tech now, but going backwards, Graham Neff, President Clements, getting that jersey with 166 on it, that meant something to you, didn't it? I mean, I could tell. Yep. I've known you long enough that a lot of times you're like, hey, it's all about the players, and it's still about the players. But that one was really, really special for you, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I said, it's not something I ever set out to do. Never even really thought about it. I mean, I did set out to win this league, set out to win a national championship, set out to build great men, graduate players at an uncommon rate. All those things we set out to do, that never even really registered with me. And, all of a sudden you just look up one day and you're like, well, wow. And I think it was something that, there's a lot of guys on this staff, a lot of former players that have been a part of that. I've got about 8 or 9 guys that were on that team that had the first win, that got the first win up there at Boston in 2008 when I was an interim, and now they're here. Here they are, a part of it. And, that's been the cool thing for me, because it's just one of those things that you can really share with so many people that were a part of it, and all take pride in it. And that's probably been the best part of it, is all the cool conversations and text messages that I've had with, guys that I've coached over the last 15 years, or people that I've worked with, or just friends in the business. It's really been a neat thing to be able to, just express my gratitude to the players, and to see the players that have been a part of it to take a lot of pride in that as well. I know it's something that they're all proud to be a part of.
By the way, I checked my schedule, and if you want to take advantage of it, you can. I am now free, Coach, to be your call screener on your radio show each and every week, so you don't have any nonsense going on from Tyler from Spartanburg or any other Yahoo out there that thinks they know football more than you. So if you need me, I will, free of charge, because I just do this because I'm an alum. I just kind of giving back to you. I will be your call screener on your radio show if you need me. Just let me know.
I've had a lot of people volunteer for that job, and then I've had a bunch of coaches call me and go, "Why do you take calls? I quit taking calls years ago. You still take calls?" And I'm like, "You don't take calls? I don't know." And they're like, "No, I don't take calls. What are you doing?" And so anyway, it was fun, man. It's all good, all good.
All right. I mean, again, I'm throwing that one out there for you. I mean, it's like the bat phone. It's like, instead of the bat phone, it'd be the Pac phone. You'll say, "Hey, listen, Pac, I need you tonight. We're coming off a tough win or a tough loss or whatever. I might need you to rough up some of these locals and understand what in the world's going on." So, yeah, the ball's in your court on that one. I'll just wait for you to let me know.
Well, I hadn't really had any bad calls since 2010, so I was probably due for one or two.
All right.
Hey, have you gone through all your text messages? You mentioned all the calls and texts you've gotten. I know you're busy because you got to focus on Georgia Tech. Have you had a chance to do it?
Yeah, I did. I got to a lot of them Saturday night and like middle of the night. A couple hours. I was up late, and but it was fun. Like I said, just communicating with a lot of special people, a lot of great people that you know just you know, I know care about me, and then again, mostly these players that have been a part of it. It's really cool to just communicate with them.
Well, I can vouch that at 1:13 a.m. on Sunday morning, you responded to mine. That I can absolutely vouch for right there. 1:13 a.m. That's legit.
There you go.
Again,
yeah, I probably went to about 2:45 or so. It was a late night, but I didn't want it to end because I knew I had to start over on Sunday.
Yeah, again, I thought it was all about the phone screening thing. It was just, Dabo, go ahead, Pack, I really appreciate the kind words. Go back to bed and get a life. That's what that was all about. Oh, listen, good luck this week and the rest of the way, and get healthy. I mean, goodness gracious, you only had, 8 or 9 starters out against Notre Dame, but this Georgia Tech team's really good. And, again, another high noon. Crowd should be rocking and rolling. Jackets and Tigers since 1983. Got to enjoy it while we can, but we always appreciate the time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Nobody feels sorry for the Tigers, Pack. That's what I tell these guys, man. Hey, look, we got enough, and we got to find a way to take what we got and get it done. And these guys have responded.
Well, now that you're a stockbroker, I figured the trade will be I'll help you on the radio show. You'll help me with some stock tips after seeing that post-game interview on Saturday. We'll go from there.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
We'll talk to you.
Appreciate it.
Coach.
Be good, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
See you.